Hey, this is Chris with Rekkid Talk, and so we're going to show 5 records in 5 minutes, both sides of my hand, 5 and 5. And so the year this time is 1965, so you can do the math, that was 60 years ago. And so I think in 1965, a lot of people were still in 7-inch 45 RPM mode. I wasn't quite born yet, but let's show some of the good records from that year. So we've got, of course, on the King label from his movie, a James Brown production, High Fidelity, I Got You, I Feel Good by James Brown and the Famous Flames. And so this was one of the records I had gotten from a black lady at the flea market outside of St. Louis that I went to like a little over a year ago. I can't help it. I just do. That's the flip side. And that was the same time I got sort of that cool unknown record by a band called The Professors, which was a soul band, I think, from East St. Louis. Then to show you a little bit of country on the RCA Victor label. It's not an Elvis record. It's a Norma Jean record. I wouldn't buy a used car for him. So I don't know a lot about Norma Jean. I read up a little bit on her. Apparently she was a singer. She was part of the Porter Wagner show in the mid 60s, which I guess would have been like her prime as far as when she was releasing records. And listen to this song. It's kind of your typical that Dosh Garn guy is a cad. Don't trust a man who's the friend of every woman. I wouldn't buy a used car for him. I was thinking that maybe Taylor Swift could cover this, except I don't think we would believe that Taylor Swift would need to buy a used car from anyone. She's rich, she can buy new. Let's get into some cool company sleeves now. So we've got here on the Decca label, we got Walsh's record. And you can see this is got the filled in center, undinked, so it's British. So this is them, featuring well-known curmudgeon Van Morrison. All for Myself, and Here Comes the Night. We never dinked it. This one's in nice clean shape. So that's some good stuff there. Them. And then something I like more than them and more than Van Morrison is this little band called the Yardbirds. They had some cool guitar players go through this band, like Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page, and Keith Relf on vocals, and Paul Samuel Smith. And so this is in that Yellow Epic label. And so For Your Love is the A side here. We've got Got to Hurry on the B side. Notice Rasputin wrote Got to Hurry. But I like some of these Yardbird songs. There's like For Your Love and Heart Full of Soul and Over, Under, Sideways, Down. I don't know exact. This one's from 1965. I'm not sure exactly what year the other ones were from. Of course, eventually they became the New Yardbirds and they disappeared. They were never, ever heard from again. And so, of course, that leaves us. I do need to show an album from 1965. I want to show the biggest, most important album of the year. It's not Beatles 65. It's not some Blue Note jazz record. It's not something by the Rolling Stones. It's not something from one of Elvis's cheesy movies. No, I'm going to show the real, substantial, never forgotten record from 1965. If you're off in a record store and you find this record, you better jump on it. I know there are record stores that will devote entire walls to showing this record, and so the supply is very limited. But the greatest record of 1965 on the A&M label, Herb Alpert, the Tijuana Brass, Whipped Cream, and Other Delights. A Taste of Honey and Love Potion number 9.